The bridal shower was at the winery, my sister Holly's winery, technically. The family business that had been passed down through Mom's side, now run by Holly and her husband, Grant. I'd been invited, despite everything. Despite years of being the sister who moved away, who chose a different life, who didn't stay to work in the family business. The invitation had been formal, cream cardstock, elegant script. Bridal shower for Melissa Hartley, daughter of Holly Hartley. Sunday, 2 p.m., Sunset Ridge Winery. Holly's daughter, my niece, getting married at 23, just like Holly had. I'd driven 3 hours to attend. Bought an expensive gift, a full set of artisan cookware. Worn my best dress, a cream-colored silk that had cost me $400. It was beautiful, elegant, the kind of thing you wore to important family events. The winery looked stunning. String lights over the patio, white tablecloths, flowers everywhere. About 30 women gathered, sipping wine from the family vineyard and eating catered appetizers. Everything perfect, as Holly always insisted things be. Mom was there, holding court at the center table. 75 years old, still elegant, still commanding attention, still preferring Holly over me even after all these years. "Amanda," she said when I arrived. Not warm, just acknowledgement. No hug, no real smile. "Hi, Mom. You made it. Holly wasn't sure you'd come." I wouldn't miss Melissa's shower. Of course. Well, sit anywhere. Anywhere meant not at the center tables. Not near Mom, not where Holly's friends gathered. I found a seat at the edge, near some of Melissa's friends, young women I didn't know. Holly's friends occupied the center tables near Mom. The shower was typical. Games, gifts, laughter. I participated politely, smiled, drank water instead of wine because I had to drive home. Holly kept circling, playing hostess. She barely acknowledged me beyond a wave when I arrived, too busy managing the event, making sure everything was perfect, being the daughter Mom preferred. The winery was Holly's identity. She'd married young, stayed local, taken over operations when our grandfather retired. Built it into something successful, wine tastings, event venue, local reputation. I'd gone to college, moved to the city, became a corporate attorney, made good money but wasn't part of the family legacy. Mom never forgave me for leaving. Holly never forgave me for making a different choice that somehow reflected badly on hers. The gift opening was traditional. Melissa oohed and ahed appropriately. My gift, expensive kitchen equipment, was well received but not particularly remarked upon. After gifts, the catering staff began clearing tables. Women mingled, refilling wine glasses and taking photos. I was standing near the gift table when Holly approached. "Amanda, good to see you." Her smile was tight. "Holly, beautiful event." "We try. The winery's been doing well, booked solid for weddings all summer." "That's wonderful." "Yes, though it's been challenging managing everything. Mom's not involved anymore, obviously her arthritis. So it's all on me and Grant." "I'm sure you're doing great." She held her wine glass, red wine from the vineyard. "You know, Mom was asking about you." "Was she?" "Wondering when you'll settle down, get married, give her grandchildren." "Oh wait, she has grandchildren, mine." "Holly, I'm just saying, you left for your big career. Mom stayed here. I stayed here. We built this." She gestured around. "While you were in the city doing whatever lawyers do. I support myself. I'm successful, just differently." "Sure, differently. While I'm here 7 days a week managing the business that feeds this family." Several women had stopped talking. They were listening. "Holly, maybe we shouldn't." "Shouldn't what?" "Acknowledge that you abandoned the family, that you were too good for the winery, that Mom had to watch you reject everything she built." "I didn't reject anything. I chose a different career." "You chose to leave." Holly's voice was rising, the wine in her glass sloshing slightly. Mom was watching from her table, not intervening. "Holly, let's not do this at Melissa's shower." "Why not? She barely knows you. You're the aunt who visits once a year and sends expensive gifts to make up for never being here." "I'm here now. Because you were invited, not because you care." "That's not fair." Holly stepped closer, her wine glass tilted. "I thought it was accidental at first, the glass tipping forward, the red wine spilling out. But then I saw her eyes, the deliberate loosening of her grip, the intentional angle. The wine splashed across my dress, the cream silk, down the front, across my chest. soaking into the expensive fabric. Red wine, permanent stains, instantly ruined. I stood there, wine dripping down my dress, the cold liquid seeping through to my skin. Holly looked at me. Oops, my bad. Then she giggled. Actually giggled. The women around us started laughing, awkward at first, then more confidently, following Holly's lead. Mom was watching, just watching, not standing up, not saying anything, not defending me. Holly, one of her friends, started. It was an accident, Holly said, still giggling. I'm so clumsy. Amanda, I'm so sorry. But she wasn't sorry. Her eyes were bright with satisfaction. My dress, I said quietly, it's just wine. It'll wash out. Probably. More giggling. This is silk. This is ruined. Well, maybe don't wear such expensive clothes to a winery. Wine happens, she shrugged, smiling at her friends. They laughed harder. Mom finally spoke. Holly, get your sister a towel. Not apologize. Not that was inappropriate. Just get a towel. Sure, Mom. Holly walked away, still smiling. I looked down at my dress, the red wine spreading, staining, destroying $400 of silk. Melissa came over. Aunt Amanda, I'm so sorry. Mom didn't mean. It's fine. Let me help. It's fine. I should go. I walked to my car, wine-stained, humiliated. Holly's laughter following me. Nobody stopped me. Nobody apologized properly. Nobody acknowledged that Holly had deliberately ruined my dress at her daughter's bridal shower while her mother watched. I drove home in my wine-soaked dress, 3 hours with the windows down, the smell of red wine filling my car. At home, I tried to clean the dress. Ran cold water over it, applied stain remover, soaked it. Nothing worked. The silk was ruined. The wine had set. $400 destroyed because Holly wanted to make a point about my life choices. I hung the ruined dress in my closet. Evidence. A reminder of what my family thought of me. Then I checked my mail. The envelope was there, from Whitmore and Associates, the law firm handling estate transfers. Thick manila envelope, official letterhead, requiring a signature. I'd been expecting it. Had actually forgotten about it with the shower happening that weekend. Mom was transferring the winery property to Holly. Making it official. Making Holly the sole owner instead of keeping it in the family trust where it had been for 40 years. But there was a complication, one Mom and Holly had probably forgotten about. Grandfather's will had specified that any transfer of the winery property required the unanimous consent of all direct descendants. That meant Mom's signature as current trustee, Holly's signature as recipient, and mine. I'd inherited the same legal rights as Holly under grandfather's will. Equal rights, equal share, equal say. I'd never exercised them, never interfered with Holly's management, never challenged her decisions or asked for profit distributions. But I had to consent to the transfer. Without my signature, nothing could proceed. I opened the packet. Property transfer documents, quitclaim deed, trust dissolution papers. Multiple pages requiring my notarized signature to release my inheritance rights and allow Mom to transfer full ownership to Holly. There was a cover letter from Mom's attorney. Ms. Brennan, please review and sign the enclosed documents at your earliest convenience. Mrs. Hartwell wishes to complete this transfer by month's end to coincide with the winery's 45th anniversary. Your prompt attention is appreciated. Prompt attention. They needed my signature. Without it, the transfer couldn't happen. Holly couldn't become sole owner. The property would remain in the trust, jointly owned by all of us under grandfather's will. I looked at my wine-stained dress hanging in the closet. I called the attorney's office Monday morning. Whitmore and Associates. This is Amanda Brennan. I'm calling about the winery property transfer documents. Yes, Ms. Brennan. We sent those last week. Have you had a chance to review them? I have. Wonderful. Can you come in to sign, or would you prefer we arrange a notary to come to you? Neither. I'm declining to sign. Silence. I'm sorry, declining? I'm not consenting to the transfer. I'm exercising my rights under my grandfather's will to maintain my ownership interest in the property. Ms. Brennan, I'm not sure you understand. This is just a formality. Your mother and sister have already agreed, and I'm declining, which means the transfer can't proceed without unanimous consent, which I'm withholding. May I ask why? That's between me and my family. Ms. Brennan, this will complicate the estate planning significantly. That's unfortunate. My decision is final. Your mother and sister will be very disappointed. They'll be informed by your office, I assume. Good day. I hung up. Within an hour, Holly called. I didn't answer. She called 5 more times. Then Mom called. I answered. Amanda, what is this nonsense about not signing the papers? It's not nonsense. It's my legal right. Your legal right? The winery is Holly's. She's run it for 20 years, and she can continue running it. But I'm not signing over my ownership interest. Why would you do this? Because Sunday, Holly threw wine on my $400 dress, giggled, and you sat there watching. Then her friends laughed, and nobody apologized. That's what this is about, a dress. That's what it's about, respect, which I didn't receive. Holly said it was an accident. Holly deliberately poured wine on me while making a speech about how I abandoned the family. That wasn't an accident. That was calculated humiliation. You're being dramatic. I'm being clear. I won't sign documents for people who treat me like trash. Amanda, this is the family business. You can't hold it hostage over hurt feelings. I'm not holding it hostage. I'm exercising my legal rights. If Holly wants sole ownership, she can buy out my share. Buy you out? With what money? That sounds like a Holly problem. She owns a successful winery. Surely she can arrange financing. You know wineries operate on thin margins. We can't afford to buy you out. Then I remain a co-owner, as grandfather intended, as his will specifies. This is cruel. Cruel is watching your daughter pour wine on your other daughter and doing nothing. Cruel is allowing your granddaughter's bridal shower to become a humiliation event. Cruel is valuing one daughter over the other for 20 years. I don't. You do. You always have. Holly stayed. I left. That makes her the good daughter and me the bad one. Even when the good daughter throws wine on me, you sit there silent. Holly was upset. Holly was vindictive. There's a difference. Mom hung up. Holly called from her husband's phone. I answered. Amanda, this is insane. You can't block this transfer. I can. I am. Over a stupid dress? Over deliberate disrespect. It was an accident. It was punishment for not being you, for making different choices, for leaving. You're going to destroy the winery over this? I'm not destroying anything. You can keep running it. I just won't be signing away my inheritance rights to someone who pours wine on me. That's blackmail. That's consequence. You want me to happily sign over my share of the family business after you've humiliated me? No. What do you want? Money? Is that what this is? I want nothing from you. Then sign the papers. No. I'm keeping my ownership share. As grandfather intended, he wanted all his grandchildren to have equal rights to the property. I'm exercising mine. You don't even care about the winery. Neither do you, apparently, or you'd have treated me better. She hung up. The attorney called. Ms. Brennan, perhaps we can schedule a mediation. No mediation. My decision is final. Your mother is quite distressed. My mother watched her daughter assault me with wine and said nothing. She'll survive some distress. This will tie up the estate indefinitely. Then it's tied up. Grandfather made unanimous consent a requirement for a reason. Perhaps he knew families like ours needed checks and balances. This seems quite vindictive. This seems quite legal. Are we done? He sighed. If you change your mind, I won't. 3 weeks later, Mom called from Holly's phone. Amanda, please, we need to resolve this. There's nothing to resolve. I'm exercising my rights. Holly wants to apologize. Holly wanted to humiliate me. She succeeded. Apologies don't undo that. She was wrong. I was wrong. Please. You were wrong, and you did nothing. You sat there and watched your daughter pour wine on me while her friends laughed. You chose her. Again. I'm sorry. Sorry isn't enough. 20 years of choosing Holly over me. 20 years of making me feel like I was wrong for choosing differently. And the one time I show up, I get wine poured on me for my trouble. What can we do? Nothing. The winery stays in the trust. Holly can keep running it, but she doesn't get sole ownership. She gets to share it with the sister she humiliated for the rest of her life. Amanda. I have to go, Mom. I have a winery to co-own. I hung up. The winery remained in the trust. Holly continued managing it, but with the knowledge that I owned an equal share. That every decision, every profit, every success was partially mine. I never visited again, never attended another event, never signed those papers. Holly got to run the family business, but she had to share it with the sister whose dress she ruined. And every time she poured wine at a tasting, I hope she remembered the wine she poured on me. The one that cost her sole ownership of everything she worked for. Oops. My bad. Now nobody's laughing.